Why, hello there, good looking. Welcome to my mobility and flexibility workout. Now, this is designed specifically for those of us over the age of 40 because I am going to be hitting those chronically tight areas on us. Yeah, you know the ones. Hello, shoulders. Hello, mid-back. Hello, hips. You only need a rolled towel and something comfortable to lie on for this series. Now, I recommend this as a standalone workout, or by all means, add this in after a regular workout. Now, before we get busy, hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. That way I can let you know every time I upload a workout on YouTube. Deal? Awesome. All right, click subscribe, go get your mat, and let's go start. Hi there, welcome. I'm PJ from fitnesswithpj.com, and I help women over the age of 40 reclaim the tush as well as their mobility of their 20s. Hey, listen, I walk the talk, baby. I have been in the fitness industry as a trainer, fitness instructor, and coach for 25 years, and I'm 50 years old myself. And that's why I started this channel. I'm so happy you hopped on. Now, we are going to get involved in a series of movements that will work both mobility and then we will also work flexibility. Now, you may think they are the same. They aren't. Think mobility as more acting on the range of motion of the joint, and flexibility more acting on the range of a muscle as well as tendon. So a good example would be if you had tight hips and you had a hard time doing hip rotations, that would be hip mobility. If you were standing and bent down to touch your toes and you had a hard time touching your toes, that would be lack of flexibility in the hamstrings. So we will work both today in this little series. So let's get started with the most common mobility drill, cat and cow, and this is great to warm up the spine as well. Here we go, wrists under shoulders, knees apart under hips. Inhale, allow the low back to sag, the head looks up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, chin in. Flow through this with your breathing rhythm. Everyone will be slightly different. But I really want you to think about getting a deep breath in too when you do these. Trying to get that air all the way into the belly. Quite often we breathe just into the chest, which can create havoc to the neck and shoulders. 2 more. Last one. Neutral spine. Big toes together, knees are open. Walk your hands forward. Sit your bum back onto your heels. Now drive forward into a bit of a cobra position, dropping the hips. And then as we do so, I want you to look over your left shoulder and really look. You're trying to peek and see the opposite heel. And now look over the other shoulder. Try to see the left heel now. Head back to center, and then sit your hips back. So let's flow through this. Here we go. Drive up, hips down. Look over, keep that chin centered though, and other side. Beautiful. So really try to look over and, as I said, look at the opposite heel. So these aren't just little neck turns like you're saying no, okay? These are serious head turns. Getting mobility into the neck. Well, we're also getting the hips opened up a bit. Some extension into the spine, which the spine loves. Two more. Last one. And sit back. Place that rolled towel underneath the forehead. You'll probably want to see this one before we do it, but I will talk you through it. There's no doubt about it. My forehead is resting on my towel, so the neck and the head is supported. Hands in your back pocket. Pull the elbows up, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then slowly bring the arms out and rotate the thumbs so they're pointed up in a V position. And now bring the hands to the back of the head, pull pull the elbows up a bit more, and now drop the elbows to the mat. All right, so join me now. Hands light behind the head. Here we go. Lift the elbows up, pull the shoulder blades together. Extend the arms, thumbs pointed up to your ceiling, arms in a V position. Now circle those arms, palms down towards the upper back, low back, and now palms up and hands in the small of your back. Pull the elbows together and now drop the elbows. Perfect. So this is range of motion, mobility into the shoulder. Here we go. Shoulder blade pinch. Extend the arms, thumbs up, letter V. Place them light behind the head. Pull those elbows a little higher. Drop the elbows to the ground. Lift, reverse, taking those hands back into the small of your back. Now when we get the hands to the small of your back, pull the elbows up a bit higher, and now let them drop. Beautiful. 2 more. And when the hands are behind the head, pull the elbows up again, and now drop them. Last time. Here we go. Lift up, extend into the letter V, thumbs up, rotate down, palms up, elbows pull up, squeeze those shoulder blades one last time, and release down. Press yourself back, big toes together. Thread the right arm under to get into the shoulder, side of the head on the ground. So now we're working flexibility here. We're holding this. Now if you're able to, take that left arm and wrap it around the back and grab onto your right thigh. So to tell if something is mobility versus a flexibility drill, usually mobility, you're moving through the pattern. Flexibility, you're holding it. But that's not always, okay? Because you can also work dynamic flexibility, but it's just a general rule of thumb for you. And let's release back to center. Let's take that left arm now under the chest, palm up, side of head on ground, sit your bum back. Now see if you can walk that right arm around the back, grabbing onto the left thigh and hold. And slowly come on up. Stay on all fours for me. Left hand light behind the ear. Bring that left elbow, touch the inside of the right. And now rotate from the mid back up. Look up, press that elbow up and back down. We have 6. This is working into your T-spine, your thoracic spine. Here we go. So we got flexion here, external rotation, extension. Really try to eke out as much twist as you can get. 1 more. Other side. Left wrist under shoulder, right hand light behind the ear. Bring the elbow to touch the inside of that left elbow. And now look up and twist. One more. Release. Right foot forward. Left hand on ground. Now you can lift that left knee off the ground if you'd like, or keep it down. Come on the outside edge of that front foot. See if you can get the forearm to the ground and then twist it. Good. So this is what it would look like if you opted to keep that knee on the ground. You want to really fall onto the outside edge of this front foot. That's going to help you clear the path so you can try and get that forearm down. 4 more. Working mobility of hips, T-spine, and shoulders. Last one. Whew, that's a deep one, isn't it? Let's take the other side. Here we go. For your front knee and ankle aligned. Come up off of that back foot if you'd like. If you have that knee on the ground though, you want quite a wide split in the legs. Now, roll on the outside edge of that front leg, bring the forearm down to the ground, and lift and twist. Good job. Follow your hand with your gaze. Easy for me to say. Last two. One more. And release. Let's just sit back in a child's pose. Forehead to mat, or you can grab that rolled towel if you like and place that under the forehead. Arms just down by your side. Just breathe. Just let the body settle right here. The joints found some more space. Just let them rejoice in that as we sit and rest for a few more breaths. And come on up into a seated position, getting deep in the hips with what's called a 90-90. So we want that front leg in a 90-degree position for the knee and the hip. So if you have a mat, essentially your front shin is lined up with the top of your mat. Now this back leg, you want it in 90 position. So hip in 90, knee in 90. Now you can have your hands on the ground if you're tight in the hips, or join me, arms extended. We keep the feet on the ground and we just simply windshield wiper the knees to the other direction. This is working hip mobility. You will move with this, okay? So you'll have to shift yourself. Or, you know what, you don't have to worry about being in camera, so you go ahead, shift away. Good. Now we're adding on to the 90-90. I want you to get to one side here where we started. Okay. Now take this back leg, step it over the front, grab on with the opposite elbow and twist. Release it. Back to that 90 position. Other side. Step forward with that back leg. Opposite arm to that leg, grabs onto the knee to opposite armpit and look over the shoulder. Perfect. Get it back in position. Do it again. Step the leg over. Twist. Do your best, right? That's all you can ever do. Just do your best. You showed up, so that's pretty amazing. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, let's do one more each side, and then we'll do something a little different. Now, I have seen magic happen with people who regularly do the 90-90. And magic in terms of decreasing low back pain. Let's go back to the start. Now, we're not going to step the leg over. Now what we'll do is square ourselves to that front shin and lower the chest as low as we can. Back to center. Hands can be behind you if you're finding arms elevated too hard. Perfect. Slow and controlled. As you move through this, you'll be able to get a little deeper with each rep. One more each side. And release. If you'd like, take that rolled towel, place it down so that you can place your head on it, or your neck, and pull your knees into your chest, and let's just release the hips. The 90-90 is also a great warm-up drill. Before a workout, before a run. Feet planted on the ground, right foot crosses over left thigh, pull that left knee in, So now we're going to get flexibility in the muscles surrounding your joints. So into the glute, piriformis, might even feel your inner thigh, your adductor. Release, other foot, pull in. So we're stretching mainly, or what I'm trying to really target with this is your external rotators, your piriformis, the piriformis muscle. So it was getting a dynamic stretch through that mobility drill. Now we'll hold it as a static stretch. Now feet on the ground. Okay, let's get the internal rotators. Walk the feet out as wide as you can and just drop the knees together. The wider out the feet, the more intense the stretch. You'll feel a really weird stretch, sort of around the glute, back of the hamstring area. 2 more breaths. Release. Insoles of your feet together, open the knees up, and just get a nice, easy, gentle adductor stretch. And then knees to chest, rock yourself up to a seated position. Final stretch for me, seated. Flex the feet, cross the hands, grabbing onto each opposite toe. Knees are slightly bent, and then point the toes, drop the head, and feel the stretch all down through the spine. Couple more breaths. And release. And there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, a couple of things before you leave. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I drop workouts specific for women over the age of 40. So if that's you, we were a match made in heaven, girlfriend. Second, if you enjoyed this, please leave a comment below. I love reading the comments, and a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. And then finally, if you've done my workouts in the past and you haven't already joined us on Patreon, we could totally use your support there. It's the amazing women on Patreon that we are able to keep this YouTube channel going. So for as little as $3 a month, you can help us keep this Love Sweat Fest going. All the details are down below in the description. Thanks again, and have yourself a great rest of your day. Mwah! Nice. My hips feel good. How are you feeling? Excellent.